What's up, YouTubers? It's your girl Jackie O, aka Lil Pumpkin Pie 05. Welcome back to my channel. Today I did this look that I felt was kind of fun for fall, but with a little bit of color. Y'all know I'm like a color freak, so I've always wanted to try this feathered liner look. I kind of just went for it, and the more I started to play with it, I was like, why don't I just throw some green in there? The green on top of it to the purple coordinating with it. When you're looking at the color wheel, yellow green, which is on my eyes, and red violet are actually complementary colors, so I thought that they were just paired oh so fabulously. I really hope you guys like the look. Also, I do have one shout out to give. Sassy Secret Hair Company. I have to make a correction to you guys. I told you all incorrectly in my Azalea Banks makeup tutorial that this hair wig, which is the synthetic, I told you guys it was the synthetic coca. It's not. I was extremely massively wrong. This wig is actually the Alana synthetic lace wig, which actually really grew on me. To be honest with you, when I first put it on, I didn't care for it. But again, like I told you guys, I always have to kind of cut and style wigs to my liking. And the more I actually style it, and the more, like, this is very much so unlike me. Like, I'll usually just wear my hair down, or I'll wear it like half up in bangs. But you know, this became my new everyday wig, you know? So I am really digging their synthetic lace wigs, and all I did was I just kind of pulled one section of the front, I rolled it, and then I pinned it to the side, and I clipped some of the hair halfway up. It's just something out of the normal of what I normally do. So anyways, that's the correction that I felt the need to make, and I really hope that you guys like the wig. I will put a link to their website on the bottom of this video, the information bar. And without further ado, let's get started on the makeup, shall we? I'm going to be using tons of glitter products, so I'm going to start this look off with eyes first. Start by filling in your brows with your pencil or shadow of choice. The one I'm using is Spiked from MAC. And those are our fabulously filled in brows. I'm going to use a brow brush so that all the hairs go in one direction. I'm going to pop in a shadow shield since we're going to be using some glitter. Don't want any of that all over my face. And a way that I like to get my shadow shields to last a little bit longer, I actually use one shadow shield for both eyes. So just a quick little tip. I'm applying a bit of concealer onto my eyelids. Next, use a natural brown eyeshadow. The one that I'm using here is Saddle from MAC, and it's just basically a matte dark brown eyeshadow. I'm using a blending brush, and I'm just applying this color into my crease to kind of carve it out, define it out. There's really not going to be much color payoff. It's just kind of something that's going to add some depth to those eyes. So you see the difference between that and that. It just looks like a plain eye. The next step is using a sealant for the glitter. I'm using the one from LA Splash Cosmetics. I'm putting a bit of that onto my eyelid from inner to outer corner. I'm using an LA Splash Cosmetics glitter in Redondo Beach, which is a really hot neon yellow glitter, neon green, I guess you could say. That glitter is going all over my eyelid. I'm really packing it on the inner corner as well as the outer corner. Really put it on kind of heavy, and I applied it quite high up. You can, so that even when the eyes are open, you can still see that it covers quite a bit of my lid. And plus I already have a lot of lid space as it is, so yeah, you don't have to do what I'm doing. It just depends on what your preference is. I then used the e.l.f. black liquid eyeliner, and I drew a pretty heavy eye line on the outer corner. I'm also going to line in the middle of my eye, but it's going to gradually get thicker as I get to the outer corner. So it's gonna start off by looking like a normal eye line, just like that. I'm going to wing out that line, and then add another wing, and then add another wing, and then add another. Oh god, that was way too far out. I'm going to use the MAC 235 fan brush, which I rarely ever use, and using side swipe motions, I'm going to start to feather out that liner. all I'm doing is just flicking the liner out. So it's gonna look like that. You can do this out as far out as you'd like. I'm personally gonna keep it around there. I'm also gonna add a few random lines with the liner wand. I'm using the YSL Shocking Mascara for my lashes. You can add lashes if you'd like, but for this particular look, I want all of the emphasis to be on the outer corners of my eyes, so I'm going to stick with a half lash today. I then used the Red Cherry number 47 lashes, and I cut off the ends of them and used them as half lashes. And I'm just gonna place those on the outer corner of my eye. So it's going to look something like that. I'm now going to use the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. I'm applying this with a Beauty Blender sponge for maximum coverage. I'm going to apply a bit of that foundation underneath my eyes, and I am still blending. I'm using the Ben Nye Mojave Matte Foundation in Cocoa Souffle. I'm contouring my cheekbones by first applying a bit of that with my finger. Also a little bit in my temples. Not too much though. And I am now blending that out. I'm using my Select Cover Up Concealer from MAC in NW40, and I'm using the pointed end of my Beauty Blender sponge and applying this underneath my eyes. Look up if you have trouble getting like right underneath the eye. Look up, that will help the under eye kind of bulge out a little bit better. And now I'm just blending that out. I'm now using the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder for underneath my eyes. I'm applying a bit of that with a latex sponge, pretty much underneath just the eyes. Also gonna apply a bit of that in the corners of my nose because I tend to get oily there, and a little bit on my forehead. I'm not even really adding more product. I'm just kind of patting it in, pressing it in. You can also do that with a pressed powder or like a blot powder if you have one. I'm using a large powder brush and I'm just gently sweeping off the excess. This is one from e.l.f. I actually really like this powder brush. It doesn't take much to get off the excess. Just barely kind of tap over it, sweep and tap. I'm now using a powder. This is the Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in Dark Deep. I'm using that same powder brush we were working with earlier, and I'm just gently buffing that powder onto my skin. It's like a nice massage. I'm going to contour. I'm using the Shadowy Pro Powder. This is from MAC. It is a pro product. I'm using an angled contour brush, and I'm applying that color, basically layering it on top of where we applied that Ben Nye foundation. The Ben Nye foundation kind of created a base for that contour so that it stands out more. And I'm also going to get that well into my temples. I've yet to add mascara to my bottom lashes, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. For the cheeks, I'm using Format Blush from MAC. Applying a bit of that on the apples of my cheeks into my cheekbones. Not a whole lot of it though, only a little bit. I'm going to line my lips. My lips is my favorite part of this look, with a dark burgundy lip liner. This is Vino from MAC. I'm also going to really overshade it on the outer corners of my lips. I totally was not recording this part. Forgot to hit the freaking record button. I applied Violetta lipstick from MAC on my lips, and it looks like that. Okay guys, that is the final look. I really hope you guys liked the tutorial. I'm really kind of digging the feathered liner look. I've always wanted to try it, so I hope you guys like it. Thank you for watching. If you are with me all the way to the end. Special thank you for watching. I will see you guys at the next tutorial. Bye.